Lindenwood women's volleyball makes history in the OVC tournament. We sit down with Addie McAleer to talk about the championship.
Men's basketball player Jadis Jones picked up his third OVC Freshman of the Week award. He tells us about his decision to come to Lindenwood and how the season is going.
And we'll look back at the ups and downs of Lindenwood's football season.
Welcome to the Roar Report. I'm Trinity Rogers.
And I'm Carmen Lumpkins.
Here are the highlights for your Lindenwood Lions from this past week. Women's volleyball competed in the OVC Championships. In the quarterfinals, they faced off against the SIUE Cougars, winning 3-0. In the semifinals, they played against the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles, with the Lions again winning 3-2. In the finals, the Lions played Morehead State, winning 3-0 and taking the OVC Championship. Our Michael Wagenknecht is with Lindenwood Volleyball's outside hitter Addie McAleer to talk about that championship victory and the Lions' winning season.
We're joined by Addie McAleer from the Lindenwood women's volleyball team. First off, congratulations on the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament Championship.
Thank
First
you.
one in Division I. How does it feel?
I mean, crazy. It's just like been a dream, especially just like this week after, to be able to soak it all in. It's just been all that we could have ever asked for.
Well, it's the first one in Lindenwood D1 history. It's the third year of reclassification. You guys also beat a team that the women's soccer team beat as well, Morehead State.
Yes.
What was that feeling like when that last point went down?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very unique championship match in the sense of like we played very well and we're ahead for a lot of it. So there was a lot of time to kind of take it in there, but especially in the last like 2 points, like we were up by like 10 or something, and Becky like turns to me and she's like, "You can like smile." Like I'm like, "Okay, hold on, like we got to finish this." But yeah, it was just incredible just to be able to do it and do it so well. I think that's easily the best our team has ever played together and for each other. So that was just really cool.
Well, at the start of the season, you guys had a really tough non-conference schedule. OVC is an incredibly tough conference to play in as well. Was there a moment in this season where everything kind of clicked and you guys go, yeah, we have a chance to do something special here?
Yeah, I mean, from early on, we knew that we had the pieces, but yeah, I mean, as you know, just putting together a team can always have its ups and downs. But I think that when we played Tennessee Tech at home, we were like very, that week before, just knowing what was coming and knowing how crucial that was going to be to us having a chance at winning regular season and just winning the conference in general, to see all the girls just like lock in from day one of that week through every single point of those 6 sets and sweep the supposed #1 team twice was crazy. And to just realize, okay, there's a switch that we can flip on here and do something special. So yeah.
You know, you guys did end up facing some adversity, had to deal with an injury to one of your top players, and it was just a grind there, fighting for seeding there at the end. What was the message from the coaching staff that kind of helped push you guys through to the end?
Yeah, I think they did a really good job of preaching throughout the whole year that we all play a role in this team, no matter there's 20 of us and every single one plays a role, whether you're on the court or not. And Becky going down was a big loss for us, but it also showed how much depth that we do have, and Faith came in and did a really great job, and just it raised that competitive level in our gym, and for everyone to realize that things do happen and it is going to take every single one of us to be able to do this, I think was a really good message for all the girls.
You guys wrapped up the season, #2 seed, go into the tournament, and you probably couldn't have scripted a more compelling draw for you guys. SIUE in the first round, that was the first conference loss you guys suffered this year. You had to bounce back from that. Then an emerging nemesis in Tennessee Tech, a team that you guys have just battled hard the last couple of years. And then to wrap up against a Morehead team that swept you near the end of the season and had already got that automatic berth into the NCAA tournaments. Just talk us through the journey of those 3 matches and how you guys got to the championship.
Yeah, I think it was pretty perfect, quite honestly, especially with suffering like a tough loss to SIUE early on was not expected. and something that we did not take lightly at all. And so to be able to face them and then Tech again that we knew was going to be fired up and ready to beat us. Especially, I always think it's really hard to beat a team 3 times, and it's almost a little more daunting to know that you really handed it to them the first time, that they're going to be ready for that. And then to go play Moorhead, which was the only team that we didn't beat all year, to be able to put the exclamation point on it and prove that we are the best team and that there wasn't a question about that. I think that was pretty perfect for us.
Now, for you personally, this tournament was at SEMO. You transferred from that school to Lindenwood. What was it like kind of wrapping up your career at the gym you kind of started your collegiate career at, and was it kind of sweet redemption to finally win the championship right there?
Yeah, last year when we went there and played 2 nights, we beat them both nights, and then we're out of there, and I was kind of like, all right, there's my final goodbye, just knowing that we were going to play them at home this year. So I wasn't really intending on going back. But then as the last few weekends of the conference got closer and we realized that it was probably going to be here or there, it was like, okay, well, obviously I want it to be here, but if we're not going to be here, then there's not another gym I'm more comfortable at, quite honestly. So yeah, it was cool to do it there. And yeah, just the whole storybook ending of a place that tried to tell me that I couldn't do it, and then to just show you that I can right there was really cool, and a sweet moment for not only myself but so many of our girls that also wanted to go to SEMO at one point or another and were told the exact same things, of that they weren't good enough or big enough or whatnot, and to just kind of prove that point was really cool for a lot of us.
That really is cool that you were able to kind of end that career on that note. And speaking of that, a lot of girls on this team, it is their final time here at Lindenwood. What do you want the legacy of this team to be for future generations?
Yeah, having a lot of seniors is a blessing and a curse. I mean, it's just been like so great for us to have so much experience and trust in each other. The curse part being we're all leaving. But I will say, especially with this like championship weekend, there were throughout the entire year, there were so many younger girls that stepped up. But one of the coolest things to me was to see our younger girls that were playing key roles like really lock it in for these last 3 games. Not only like for them, but it seemed like very apparent to me that they just really wanted it for us too, which is really cool from a leadership standpoint. But yeah, I think just like the grit of this team and the hard work, and Will likes to talk about our stubbornness, and that's very true. We have a lot of girls that are going to continue to fill those shoes, and it's just going to be cool to see who decides to step up in these leadership roles and kind of make it their own. But yeah.
Well, Addie, I appreciate you coming on, talking about it. Again, congratulations on the conference championship. You guys are going to get a chance to play in the postseason, which for a reclassification school, that's a pretty big deal considering you can't go to the NCAAs. What is that feeling, that knowing you're going to be able to play postseason volleyball in a reclassification year like?
Yeah, well, thank you, first of all. But yeah, it's just special. I mean, going into that last day of the tournament was very much felt like an ending, but we knew that there was sort of a possibility. So to just get another chance to play, I think it really hits you after the fact that whoa, this is really done. And there's going to be more volleyball in the future for a lot of us, but it's just never going to be the same. So it's really exciting to have another chance to go compete, and to also know that we've accomplished a lot of the things that we wanted to do, and to be able to maybe enjoy this in a different way and really continue to just take it all in and not take any point for granted is really exciting.
Well, 2024 OVC all-tournament member and championship member Addie McAleer joining us here on the Roar Report. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Michael and Addie.
And congratulations to the volleyball team on their big OVC win. The Lindenwood men's ice hockey team faced off with #1 ranked Michigan State. The Spartans immediately got to work on offense with their first goal coming on a power play just 9 minutes into the game. No score from either team in the second period, but late in the third period, Michigan State found the back of the net again when they forced in their third goal. Lindenwood remained scoreless, and the Spartans finished the game with a successful penalty shot to make the final score 4-0. The time ran out for the Lions in this game, but they got another chance against the Spartans a couple days later. In that next game, Lindenwood's goalie Owen Bartoskavich was working hard in his position to keep the puck out of the net, and he had some success. In the second period, he was able to make 14 stops. However, the Spartans kept firing shots, and Michigan State snuck in their second goal at the beginning of the third period. Lindenwood did not score on the Spartans, but Bartoskavich kept the score at 2, and by the end of the game, he saved 35 of the 37 shots Michigan State took.
Turning now to Lindenwood men's basketball. To start off the game, Lindenwood stayed close to Mizzou. Lindenwood forced multiple turnovers and were strong under the basket for rebounds. The Tigers made some mistakes on offense that Lindenwood was able to capitalize on. Markeith Browning was one of the Lions driving their offensive effort. The Lions kept up with the Tigers for a while until Mizzou started pulling away and landing more shots into the net, therefore growing Mizzou's lead towards the end of the first half. To start the second half, the Lions came out with energy. Reggie Bass immediately intercepted the ball inbounded by the Tigers. And from that play, Lindenwood came to their side of the court and extended a long offensive drive that resulted in a tough but complete 2 points for the Lions. They slowly added to their score, but would ultimately slip under the Tigers, partially due to Mizzou's bench player, Marquise Warwick, who put up 17 points in this game. The Lions still fought to the end as Nathan Johnson made the final point of the game for Lindenwood. Final score 81-61 Mizzou. After the break, the Lions men's basketball team is full of fresh faces after graduating their top seniors. One of those new players is Jadis Jones, who joins us to talk about his recruitment and his expectations for this season.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
Are you ready for college? I get it. It's a big decision. But I think Lindenwood University can make your choice a whole lot easier. Let's start with over $30 million in scholarships and grants to make college affordable, and over 30,000 alumni working near campus to make the job hunt easier. And because we're local, enjoy the perks of campus life and stay close to enjoy home cooking. So, what do you say? Ready to awaken that lion within?
The Lindenwood men's basketball team started their third year of Division I play with a lot of unknowns, the biggest of which was who was going to step up to lead the offense. The last 2 seasons, the Lions offense was led by Keenan Cole and Darius Bean, who scored nearly half the team's points. With Cole and Bean graduating last spring, the question became, what was head coach Kyle Gerdeman going to do to replace their production? Part of that answer would come from the transfer portal, where Lindenwood picked up Reggie Bass, Markeith Browning, Aeneas Futrell, and Alex Noakes. Browning, a transfer from Milwaukee, and Futrell out of Christian Brothers University, quickly established themselves as offensive threats, combining for nearly 25 points per game. The final piece of the puzzle came in late April when the Lions signed the Missouri Gatorade Player of the Year, Jadis Jones, out of New Madrid County Central High School. A 2-time state champion, Jones averaged over 27 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block in his senior season. And Jones hasn't let the jump to college ball slow him down. In just his first 7 games of the season, he is already averaging 12.7 points and 7 rebounds per game. With conference play on the horizon, our Michael Wackenkennecht sat down with Jadis to discuss his basketball journey, what the recruitment process looked like, and what his expectations are here at Lindenwood.
We're joined now by 3-time OVC Freshman of the Week, Lions guard Jadis Jones. Jadis, thank you for taking some time out to speak with us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's jump right into your early career before we get going on what's been going on here at Lindenwood. What really got you into basketball at a young age?
It was just like one of the first sports I picked up on when I was young, and it's just something I fell in love with. I ended up being really good at it when I was young. Started getting a lot of recognition at a young age, so just something I stayed with for a long time.
And did you play any other sports growing up?
No, I didn't play no other sports. I played football first 7th grade, so up until 7th grade, no, I didn't play no other sports.
Wow, so just a one-sport athlete, that's pretty good. And you got a chance, we were talking beforehand about being able to play with some of St. Louis legends like a Larry Hughes, like a Justin Tatum. What was that like growing up?
It was good being able to do that at a young age. I didn't really know those guys as I was growing up, but knowing what I know now, being under them was good. I learned a lot of stuff from them. I played for the Brad Bill program for 8 years. I'm the longest player in program history. So I've been around a lot of legends. I was teammates with players in the league now, like Brandon Miller, Nick Smith. It was just a lot of fun basketball to be around. So I learned a lot from those type of players and those type of coaches, and it helped me with a lot that I know now.
And that kind of parlayed itself to success at the high school level. You were named the Gatorade Missouri Player of the Year last year. What was that like, earning that award as you wrapped up your senior season?
It meant a lot, along with a lot of other awards I won. I tell people all the time that's probably my most deserving one, that I feel like just showing all the hard work and being in a competition with a lot of other good players that could have won that award. I'm well appreciative of it.
You stopped playing football. You started playing football in 7th grade, eventually committed to Coastal Carolina to play football, and then decided to decommit and then make your way into the basketball side of things. What went into that decision, and why did they make that choice?
Well, like I said, I didn't really play football. I played 7th, 8th grade. I started playing my freshman year of high school. I quit. I missed my whole freshman year and the sophomore year. I came back 2 years and played my junior and senior year. So somehow I ended up being really good at it. I started getting a lot of schools. I was getting Power 5 schools, a lot of big schools. I ended up committing to Coastal Carolina on a double scholarship, basketball and football, but it was actually a football scholarship. I could just play basketball on it. Getting closer to that signing decision, which was like late November, early December, after talking with my parents, I realized that football wasn't a sport that I really loved. I had to think, would I have fun with it and would I really enjoy what I was playing in? And it was something that I had to question a lot. So I decided to decommit from that and fully close my football commitment and just go straight into basketball. I had a lot of other schools that I was going to play a double scholarship on, or I could have played, but football wasn't really the thing for me, so I decided to just stick to straight basketball.
And what was that recruitment process like? I mean, we all hear about people being recruited, but we don't get a chance to hear what the process was like, especially directed at the Lindenwood side of things.
Well, it was different for me because I ended up decommitting from football after the basketball signing period, so a lot of schools were out on me. And even before committing to football, basketball schools was kind of 50-50 on me. A lot of them didn't know whether I was going to play football or basketball, and a lot of schools didn't want to take their early chance on me. So after I decommitted from football and opened it for basketball, I had a couple schools. I had Mizzou, Memphis, SIU, and SEMO. I actually was committed to Memphis a couple weeks before I committed to Lindenwood. Decommitted from there, and Lindenwood ended up being a school that I fell for.
So they're going through the D1 transition. This is 3rd year for it. Did that factor into your decision to commit here? And if it didn't, why choose a school that was going through a reclassification period for the next 2 years that you would be here?
No, it didn't really determine anything for me. I understood what came with that, with me making that decision. When I came here, I was kind of surprised about what I saw. I didn't expect it to look like this. I believed in Coach G and the rebuild that they were trying to build. I wanted to be a part of something like that. So I think we're going towards a good direction of that, of rebuilding. We still have a lot of work to do, But I think in the end, we'll come out fine.
Well, and we've gotten a chance to see the last couple of years, guys like Keenan Cole and Darius Bean have really kind of led the offense. It's just a brand new team with a lot of new players. How have you been able to integrate yourself into that new rotation?
Just not trying to do anything extra, just doing what I do best and allowing the players around me to do what they do best also. I think later in the season, up to now, we're starting to get a better understanding of what role everybody got, just how to maximize it to your best ability. So as long as everybody play together and just play together, that's all it really comes down to, just playing together. And I think that'll be good for the offense itself. It'll take care of itself.
You said Mizzou was one of those teams that was kind of looking at you. You guys played them last week. You had a pretty good game against them. Was there a little bit of, a piece of you going, I really want to show them what they missed?
No, not really. I actually got a text before the game of somebody actually telling me those exact words and showing what they missed out on. But like their recruitment, it wasn't really nothing personal with them. Like they recruited me, but it wasn't really heavily. You know what I'm saying? I went on a visit there, talked after the visit, but after that was kind of our last words. Now on the Memphis side of things, Memphis came to my last 2 sectional games, and I ended up taking a visit up there the night after that game, and I committed the night before on that game. So a lot of people don't know about that, but like I said, I ended up decommitting from there. So that might have been more personal, but it was like, I don't know. It wasn't nothing personal with Mizzou. It just had to come out there and compete, man.
Well, with the way college sports is with NIL and all that stuff, now things can't be personal. It's all kind of a business right now.
Business side, yeah.
So Lindenwood really kind of heavily recruited you at the Final Four. What was their pitch to you that really kind of sold it?
Just the rebuild of needing like players that come from winning program. I thought that fit me real good, and like I said, just believing in the coaches. I knew Coach Bean a little bit on a personal level. They was one of the schools other than Seymour that was heavily on me, just heavily calling me, talking to me all the time, just keeping that connection. So I really liked that.
What are your expectations for yourself this year and for the team?
I'll start with the team first. I would say just turn Lindenwood around to a winning program. I mean, we still got a lot of work to do to be able to overcome that, but I think if we stick to what we can do and what we know we can do, and just trusting in each other, and the coaches trusting into the players, and the players trusting the coaches, I think we can overcome that and actually just turn this whole program around. Now, personally, I don't really have any goals. I guess I can say a goal now is to win Freshman of the Year. But personally, I don't really have any goals. I just want to do what's best for my team.
Well, after 3 OVC Freshman of the Week awards, I think you're well on your way to a potential Freshman of the Year award. It's early. You're a freshman. Still a lot of games to be played. But have you thought at all about what a legacy you would like to leave here before your time's up?
No, I really haven't got into thought of that. I really haven't. I just want to just leave something good, leave something positive for the players that'll come up after me to see, and just make a good mark to show that it can be done from whatever level it is, whether Lindenwood is transitioning to D1 or you go to higher school. I just want people to know that it don't matter what level you go to, as long as you come there and take care, do what you got to do, put your head down and go to work, it's possible.
Oh, incredible advice, not just for yourself, but for everybody out there. Well, Jadis, I appreciate you stopping by, taking some time out. Good luck the rest of the year, and congratulations on the 3 awards already. Let's hope for some more.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Are you ready for college? I get it. It's a big decision. But I think Lindenwood University can make your choice a whole lot easier. Let's start with over $30 million in scholarships and grants to make college affordable, and over 30,000 alumni working near campus to make the job hunt easier. And because we're local, enjoy the perks of campus life and stay close to enjoy home cooking. So, what do you say? Ready to awaken that lion within?
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
Welcome back to the Roar Report. Let's take a look back at the Lions football season. The Lions started with a tough matchup against a Big 12 conference school, the Kansas Jayhawks. Though KU dominated on offense, Lindenwood proved early on that their defense is their weapon, with an interception by Trey Bell. The Lions managed a field goal at the end of the game, making the final score 48-3. A few games into the season, they hosted St. Thomas at Hunter Stadium. Hoping for their first win of the season, getting the Lions going in the right direction, Robert Giammo blocked a punt that led to freshman Luke Cook recovering the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. This would only begin a series of points for the Lions. Nearing the end of the second quarter, up by 28, Jeff Codwell did what he does best, make great catches, returning this one 93 yards down the field for a touchdown. Lindenwood's defense did not budge at all this game, completely closing out St. Thomas. They won the first game of the season 64-0. As the season continued, Lindenwood's record set at 3-3 in the OVC when they took on their rival SEMO, who were nationally ranked and undefeated in the conference. But the Lions would score the first touchdown. Heavy rain and pressure by the Lions defense made it difficult for SEMO's offense to get going. An interception by Eric Gant with under 2 minutes left in the game secured Lindenwood's 24-12 win over SEMO. After a bye week, Lindenwood went to Tennessee to play their final game on the season against UT Martin. Jeff Codwell, a familiar name, was the first to score, and the Lions got ahead early. However, after halftime, the Skyhawks made it a game and scored a touchdown of their own to take the lead. But after this, the game was far from over, though, as both teams scored again and went into overtime. UT Martin completed a 1-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Dostin for the lead. The Lions still had a chance with a 4th and 32 to convert, and quarterback Nate Glantz threw a Hail Mary into the end zone. It was a great effort, but Skyhawks player Jamichael McGoy caught the pass, and UT Martin won the game 33-26.
Coming up in Lindenwood Athletics, men's basketball will be looking to have a strong start in the OVC Conference on December 19th against Tennessee Tech. The Lions lost their previous matchup with the Golden Eagles by 9 points. Lindenwood will attempt to even out their overall record against the Golden Eagles. Look for OVC Freshman of the Week Jadis Jones and the Lions to put on a show in this one with tip-off set for 7:30 p.m. Women's basketball will also be taking on Tennessee Tech for their first OVC matchup. OVC newcomers this week are Brooke Coffey and Grace Ewerly. Will look to continue their dominance against the Golden Eagles. The Lions' first conference game will tip off at 5 p.m. inside Highland Arena.
Women's wrestling will have duels against William Jewell this weekend. 2 weeks ago, the Cardinals had 2 wrestlers placed in the top 10 at the Missouri Valley Open, while Lindenwood had 5. This is a critical matchup for the Lions against William Jewell on December 7th at 9 a.m. That's it for this season of the Roar Report.
We wish you all happy holidays and thank you for tuning in to our final episode.